Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Maths Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we're going to talk about the product law, which is the first law among the 16 laws we're going to talk about in this series. All right, so make sure you review the previous videos, okay? And also before I proceed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. So you have to click the notification bell so that when I post new videos, you're going to be the first person to know. All right, let's get into this. So in the product law, what it just basically means is that when you multiply two logarithm values, okay, it's equal to the sum of the individual logarithms, okay? So I'm going to write it down because I know some of us do take notes. So in this rule, all right, the multiplication of two logarithms or two logarithmic values, okay, is equal to the sum of their individual logarithm values. Okay. So what we are saying, when you multiply, okay, when you multiply two logarithm values, is equal to the sum of their what? Individual logarithms. All right. So I'm going to write the steps as well. So the three steps or the three rules here. The first thing that before you solve the base, all right, you have to ensure that the base, which is very important, of the logarithm must be the same. So in the previous video, I emphasized that before you do any manipulation, make sure you have the same logarithm base. Number two, after you've done that, you then add the individual logarithm. And after adding that, number three, you then what? You then simplify. All right. So basically what the law is saying is that when you have log a xy, so they're multiplied together, it's the same thing as saying log x to base a plus log y to base a, okay? Then also, I also told you in the last video, I'm just gonna write it here again. When you have log x to base e means exponent, is the same thing as saying ln to base ln of x, because ln is the same thing as log to base e, all right? So log to base e of x, so the log to base e here is the same thing as what? Ln x, okay? So I talked about this, I mentioned this in the last video. So similarly as well, what we now have ln xy is the same thing as saying ln x plus ln y. So another thing again, you can say log to base e of xy, all right? You can say log to base e of xy is equal to going to be log ex plus log ey, all right? But I told, like I said in the previous video, I'm going to be using ln more than using log to base e. And this is the what? The product what? The product law, okay? So when you're multiplying two logarithms and they have to a base, okay? So what you do, you separate both of them. It's equal to the sum of the individual logarithms. And before you solve, or when you're adding two logarithms together, you multiply. So like I told you, you can either go from this end or you can go to this end. So you can go both ways, all right? So let's pick an example now for this. So let's say we have number one, let's say we have log 4 5x. Now this is the same thing as saying log 5 to base 4 plus log x to base what? 4. All right? So another one, let's assume we have log 2a. So when there is nothing for the log here, it means it's a log to base 10. All right, so you can also add it here. So when we have log x like this, it means it's log 10 to base log x to base 10. So when there is no base here, the convention is that the base is what? 10, all right? So like in this case now, it's going to give us log 2 plus log a. Or you can write the 10 here if you want to as well. So number 3, we have ln AB. It's the same thing as saying ln A plus ln what? B. Number 4, we have, let's say we have log 3, log 5 to base 3 plus log 2 to base 3. Now, remember I told you in the rule that the base of the logarithm must be what? The same. So as you can see here, the base of the logarithm is the same. So it's going to give us log 3, 5 times 2. And that will give us what? Log what? 10 to base what? To base 3. Number 5, if we have something like ln 5 plus ln 3. The same thing because they are both ln. So remember, if you add them, you just multiply it, right? So we're going to do the same thing. It's going to give us ln 5 times 3, and that'll give us ln what? 15. Number 6, if we have log of 5, log 7 to base 5, plus log 5 to base 7. You can't multiply this one. It's not possible because you can see they have different base. So that means you have to apply other laws to manipulate this so you can what? Apply it, okay? So, but when the bases are the same, you can what? Multiply the logarithms what? Together. All right, so that is that for product law. For product law, what you have to do is that when you want to multiply two, when you have a product of two logarithms, is equivalent to the sum of the individual logarithm, or when you're adding two individual logarithms, is equal to the product of their logarithms. But you have to ensure that both of them has what? The same base. All right, that is that for that. The next video, I'm gonna go to the division video. We're gonna talk about the division law. How do we apply the division law and how do we solve questions? So it's important that you subscribe and click notification bell. So when I post the next video, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so see you soon.